Hello. I'd like a chance to talk for too long to everybody here, who I greatly appreciate. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
Am I too loud?
No.
No? Okay. So I don't know how you're gonna do this. So I am not gonna lie. I have been metaphorically kicking my... I will try one more time. I'll start again. I'm not gonna lie. I've been metaphorically kicking myself this week for establishing a precedent of giving a somewhat long, heartfelt, story-filled thank you speech at all of these fundraisers. You know? So I feel like I set the bar kind of high for myself, and I don't want to let anyone down. One of my college girls, who may or may not be holding the iPad. I don't know, are you holding the iPad? Anyway, she suggested that I tell a story about this one time 11 years ago when I had a medication induced bout of narcolepsy, and I fell asleep while I was driving my wheelchair, and I could use my hands at the time. I fell asleep while I was driving my wheelchair with a dog and smashed my head into a mailbox. And the person, unfortunately, who lived at the house witnessed this. But I'm not gonna go into that because I just couldn't figure out how can I segue that story into a thank you speech. I can't, so dumb idea, Kayla. So anyway, then another genius caregiver suggested, hey, why don't you use ChatGPT? And I'm like, what do I type in? First of all, I had never, ever in my life, as a teacher, I feel very morally opposed to ChatGPT, so I had never even gone to the website. So I go to the website, and she's like, yeah, just type in what you want. So I'm like, okay, thank you speech for a fundraiser for someone who needs caregiving as a quadriplegic due to multiple sclerosis. And can you guys believe nothing seemed authentically me? I mean, it just didn't make any sense. So anyway, I gave up, so here we go. So although my gratitude to everyone here is immense, I really do not enjoy having to ask people here every single year to donate to the same cause, which is to raise money for my caregiving, which is still not covered by insurance. And I'm kind of worried because the words thankful and grateful and blessed and gratitude are all starting to, I don't know, maybe lose their meaning because I'm overusing them so much, but I don't know what other words there are. So just as my caregiving needs continue to evolve and persist in perpetuity, so do the costs associated with it. And therefore, so does my appreciation for every person in this room, year after year. Perhaps one of you guys, though, should take it upon yourselves to start trying to convince insurance companies that caregiving is an expense that should be covered. Just a suggestion. All right, you can swipe that up. All right, let me get more specific with these things. A huge thank you to Hopshire. I had actually kind of thrown in the towel. Yes, please, a round of applause. It was incredible. So I had reached out to 2 different venues, one of which was the place that actually hosted my caregiving fundraisers for close to 6 years, I think. And they just never returned my email, so I kind of gave up. And then I was talking to my friend Lena from Baltimore on the phone, and she asked about this fundraiser because last year I ran out of the raised caregiving funds in April. So I was supplementing my caregiving fund with my savings, which is fine, and I made it. But she says, you need to organize another fundraiser. And I said, no one's gotten back to me. And she was like, how many people did you ask? And I said 2. So she said, where else would be awesome? So I told her Hampshire would be incredible. And she emailed someone, Holly, actually, and Holly emailed her back within 24 hours and said, yeah, this sounds like something that would be up our alley. Give us more information. So after I actually emailed them with all the details of this event, they said, yeah, we'll do it. So another huge round of applause to Holly. Because in addition to this awesome space and this delicious food, she also got back to all of the emails that I sent her asking a million inane questions beforehand in a very quick response time. So I also need us to give an enormous round of applause to Ken Zesterson and the band that he has dubbed the Hot Rods. The Hot Rods. Even though none of his regular bands were available today, he was able to assemble his all-stars for this event, and I, for one, am incredibly grateful, especially since the weather is not what it was supposed to be. And then I also have to say that I am so grateful to my friend Linda Pope. She's not here, and she probably doesn't even want me mentioning her name, but she is the person who was responsible for all the food and the drink specials tonight. And she is the most selfless and generous person that I've met in my life, and I really have no idea why I'm worthy of her friendship. But I guess I'll take it with a lot of gratitude. I'm so lucky. So I'm also very awestruck by the number of donations I received from almost 20 local businesses, restaurants, and artists. The raffle is another part of this fundraiser that I kind of wanted nothing to do with putting together. This year I've been a little bit low energy, and my friend Marcy stepped in and said, okay, well, if you can contact some people that you've contacted in the past, I will take care of this. And look at the results. I mean, I think we've got a ton of pretty awesome, high quality donations here, and if it made any sense whatsoever, I'd be participating as well. Is everyone okay in the other room? Okay, you can sway. Oh God, I hope not. Okay, I'd also like to emphasize the awesomeness of my caregivers, both current and retired. My caregivers do so much more for me than just caregive. They're friends, they're confidants, they're amazing listeners, are inexplicably patient, most of them, reliable, and especially when it comes to most of my college students, they are so wise beyond their years. There are people here tonight who I only met because I needed someone because I needed someone to be able to deal with my body, to be able to floss my teeth, brush my teeth, throw me in the shower, get me in bed, etc., etc. But these people become lasting friends that know me and support me on a level that surpasses any pre-MS friendship that I've ever really had. My cake givers, yes, absolutely. So everybody who takes care of me is integral, not just to my day-to-day existence, but also to my sanity. And if you can imagine it, I have a very specific and somewhat inflexible nighttime and morning routine that takes many, many hours And I don't think any one of them, no matter how repetitive and micromanagerial I am, has said to me, for the love of everything good and holy, will you please stop telling me what to do? But I kind of lied, because Shelly has said that on way more than one occasion. That's why she's retired. But in all seriousness, my enormous team of caregivers are an unbelievably, again, selfless, not selfish, Freudian slip, group of humans, and I hope they know I love them like my family. I am so grateful for everyone here from Norwich, representing my dad and the Norwich class of 1967. I don't think there are very many people here from my high school class, so that speaks to something important about Norwich and my dad and everyone in this room. And then my last, can you guys hear me? Okay. My last declaration of thanks is reserved for my family, for my aunt who came all the way here from Norwich, for my mom who gets to see the parts of me that no one else has to deal with, for Russ, who for some unknown reason didn't run the opposite direction when he discovered that his new girlfriend was still actively taking care of her 40-plus-year-old needy daughter who still lives at home, and for my crazy nephews that I don't get to see often enough because of their super demanding sports schedule, and for my equally busy brother and sister-in-law. I think we're almost done, people. I'm sorry. Okay, my old therapist once told me that it's really hard to hold two conflicting beliefs in one's mind at the same time. To which I replied, I'm familiar with the concept because I feel like there are only exclusively conflicting beliefs in my mind. And one of them is that I am so thankful and so genuinely blessed to be supported by so many people. And as if the turnout here isn't good enough, I've received online donations from all over the country, including friends from Australia. So I very much understand how lucky I am to have the support and love of so many people at my disposal. But I am simultaneously so angry at my body for putting me in this circumstance and for requiring this level of support and for having to ask for help, literally with everything, every day, all the time. So this is for my English teacher friends. I am someone who can read a poem by Mary Oliver or take my dog to the lake and feel so in love with this world and with the people and the animals in my life and with the beauty of how incredible it is that we all have the opportunity to exist on this beautiful planet. That my heart feels like it's gonna break wide open. And I know it's cheesy, but I really do feel that way. But then, sometimes in the same breath, my mind perseverates over negative thoughts. How much longer do I have to keep doing this? Because the logistics of my life are maddening. And sometimes I feel so exhausted and so anxious that it's kind of hard to breathe. But despite this cognitive dissonance, I am going to keep on doing my very best, trying to keep my problems the smallest part of who I am. Like it says on the back of these t-shirts. And when I look around at everyone here and this incredible venue, not so much the weather, but this incredible venue and what this annual fundraiser has turned into over the last 13-ish years, it's impossible not for my gratitude to triumph over my fear. So thank you. And now for the sake of all the kids here, I will stop talking And I hope that you guys know how grateful I am. Have another drink and keep making your problems the smallest part of your lives.